So again, for this exploratory data analysis, we'll be using the advertising data set. I'll be using both R Python for this exercise. But first, this Python tutorial, you see each part, I list a reference, right? I use a reference. My goal is to not to show you, let's say the analysis, how you can get it done. So again, now you don't need to copy as well because I'm not teaching you Python for this class. But I just want to make sure I show you, how this works, and then we'll come back to our session, okay? Because primarily, I teach, R in this class, but sometimes I get students who ask me, what if I want to use Python, okay? So you see, I'm gonna just copy my syntax, paste it here. I'm gonna run it. You see under this section, there's no result, right? So see, first I'm gonna import data, and then define a few packages, right? And then run it. And you see, this is almost also straightforward. Also, the data set is hosted on my website, UTGMX. And you see here, I just run the same thing and scatter plot with regression line done. How much time? 5 seconds. 5 seconds. But for you to understand how this works in 5 seconds, you need to read the references. As this Wednesday, I can show you how to do this line by line because right now we only have 15 minutes. So I think if you use R to be faster because you already did it once, right? You create the About Me page. Now this is going to be your second time. Repeat, right? Reinforced learning. So that being said, if you want to do a little bit Python, I think that's okay. I can show you how to do one of these analysis this Wednesday, okay? So now let's come back to this tutorial. And I mentioned, let's say I'm just going to recreate my syntax, not from scratch, but little by little, so you see how the whole process works. This is a generic title. This is a generic title, you see? A generic title means, this is like an R Markdown file we use to create, HTML map page. Nothing mysterious. If you forget something, just Google search R Markdown file, HTML page, and find millions of results. You don't need to memorize anything. Just go to Google search and see how they create, R Markdown file. This is like generic title. And paste it here in the instruction. Okay. I'm replace my previous syntax with this one. And I'll show you how this works in real time. Okay. So see that start with a dash line. And then, because as I mentioned, we have to make sure we do some analysis, right? Where under this, under this section, this is our Markdown file, whichever, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to copy the syntax I just, I created before. But now, I want to show you how you can get this done in 4-line syntax. No, not even 4 lines. I think 3 lines. 3 lines. As I mentioned, this is just as easy as Excel, nothing mysterious. And also, if you forget, do not be panic. It's not going to be exam. And, so you just need to come here. And then, you can put something here. This is end of part 1. For my exploratory analysis. I think typing even takes more time, but doing analysis takes less time, guys. So now, I think I want to also make sure I follow the right format. The reason is that, see here, the R Markdown file seems to be weird because always start with this 3 forward ticks. And that section defines the syntax chunk. And I want to make sure I recorded it. And, sometimes okay, it's recording. So guys, make sure you understand this is very important. This section defines the syntax chunk. Otherwise, other sections, you can write anything like you can write an essay using R Markdown, right? No syntax, no coding is involved. But now this forward, let's say, ticker will be used to define your syntax chunk. What did I do? I put it here, guys. But you don't need to memorize anything. Just try to follow what I'm doing, copy, pasting, legally plagiarize. Okay, legally plagiarize. And, again, the end of a syntax chunk also ends with, 3 forward ticks. And I'm going to paste it here. Here, just right under this section, plot something, okay? Now I'm publish this page so you guys can use this right away. But, to do it with me, that's a different experience. You can legally plagiarize other people's work and then use it for your own analysis because there's no effort to write anything new. R is not a general purpose language. It's based in C or C#. So that being said, that's why I think there's no effort to create something new unless you want to create customized function. That's a different story. Okay. So now what do? You copy my syntax here. And then here you see this is the end of part 1 for my exploratory analysis. Okay. Paste a copy here. Control C. From these 3 dash lines, I just publish the syntax here. Make sure you make a copy. Do not reinvent the wheel. Okay? Unless you want to just slow down and see how things work, that's good. Okay, but otherwise, do not reinvent the wheel. So now you see this cloud environment still open. Excellent. We don't have internet disruption. File, new file, and R Markdown. R Markdown. Same one. Repeat. Same thing. Hundreds of times, you become expert, I guarantee. Make the same mistake a few times and repeat 100 times, you become expert. So, as you remember, a few years ago now, not a few years, more than 10 years ago when I was learning this, I found, oh my goodness, it just doesn't make sense. And I just want to go back to Excel. Once I learned it, oh my goodness, I never want to go back to Excel again, never. I still use Excel sometimes, most time I'm for grading purposes, posting students' grades, right? And it's easy. But for more other things, no. So, guys, this data set is actually hosting on my website, okay? This one that I'm gonna do it a little bit different. So you see how you can upload data set here and then read it from here, okay? So guys, save it. Save it, number 2, because this number will not be published, okay? So now you see here, it's kind of, something new because now you are going to see a pop-up line here. Package read are required, but it's not installed. Please click install it because otherwise there's no effort to move forward. This package will allow you to read this data set from an online website for free. And also make sure, you have lines, or columns, or rows, all, lined up correctly. Install it. Drink some coffee, we'll come back, okay? And it should be ready in a few minutes, not a few minutes, a few seconds, okay? A few seconds. So this seems tedious, but only at the beginning, okay? See, like learning how to get your driver license. It's only tedious at the beginning. Once you get it, you never want to ride a bicycle, only for doing exercise, right? You don't want to ride a bicycle from here to Los Angeles. You need to drive, right? Let's need this document. Again, if you get an error, congratulations. Do not blame yourself. Never blame yourself when you learn something new, okay? And I remember it took me more than 1 year to get driver license. I thought it was just too dumb and I could never get the driver license. I almost had a traffic accident, but eventually it worked. One of the DM officers almost, stopped me immediately, and that being said, I took driver license test for more than 6 times. So, guys, you see, I need to document. Now it's ready, right? Yeah, it did a regression analysis and also a plot immediately for me. This is going to be just part 1, as I mentioned. If you teach your kids, what's the best thing you can teach them? Drawing, right? Drawing pictures. So that being said, this is part 1. You see, you will do a step by step. If I show you all things all in once, you may get it. You can still run in a few seconds, but problem, you don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm going to do a brief introduction first. We use this library. We try to read that data set. You can also read it from a local computer. Then you have to upload to the platform, or you have to have a downloaded version of RStudio. Okay, that's why see here I'm doing some coding using my downloaded version. Okay, so next step, we define a let's say a data set. We name this data set _sales. You can replace this probably with an equal sign. If you don't know what that means, just say, okay, add _sales equals to read CSV file. So we want to read this CSV file, rename it add sales, okay? And then you see here, data equals to add sales. And then, sales tilde TV. It means sales will be the dependent variable. TV will be the x-axis. Okay, you see TV is x-axis. So now you can also do sales tilde radio. I will show you in a few minutes once I publish this, right? You see publish our pubs, publish, and then pop-up page. And then I just need to copy the name of the document and paste it here. Remember, guys, I want to make sure I slow down, because otherwise, you get it. You can definitely get this done in a few seconds. I still want to repeat, but let's just call the EFA. EFA. If this is your first time to do a exploratory data analysis, just call EFA. Or lowercase, that's fine. EFA. Maybe EFA 01 if you use it before, right? Because you want to make sure you have unique HTML address, okay? Yes. Yeah, I'll try to help you in a minute, and let me publish. I'll come to your seat, okay? So now, see, guys. So now we publish this. Remember, I still want to repeat. This is the end of part 1. Okay, we'll be doing part 2 this Wednesday. We'll be doing part 2 this Wednesday. What is part 2? See, this is going to be part 2. In part 2, we are going to understand the coefficient. Today, we just did the number 1 question number 1, right? How the relationship look like between X and Y. So in part 2, we are going to do 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. 2, 3, and 4. We also do some graphs using the ggplot package. And we also try to use Python for the same thing, in case some of you want to use Python for that competition, right? Similar graph, I think, again, I still want to probably just show you, probably I talk too much, but think, here, you saw my graph, right? If you use R, this is how the graph looks like. Yeah. If you use Python, this is a graph. I think I still R a little bit better, I'm probably biased. But anyway, let me quickly finish, and let me stop sharing, and let me also stop recording.